Okay, I'm sitting on the chair, the couch, the sofa couch right now. I'm sitting on the sofa couch right now. And let me tell you, walking back in here from the hot sun, honey, this air AC is welcomed. Also, let me say, we bought fans, but I thought the fan was for the room. No, ma'am. I'm sorry. I thought the fan was for the room because I thought it was going to be hot. No, ma'am. You're going to need that fan to go out in that hot sun. Whew. The room is, you love AC, you can't, they got the AC on here and it says fresh air only. No smoking, you can't smoke. There's a certain area on the deck that you can smoke. Hold on. So yeah. Whew. You get your own person to your room, service person or whatever. I'm going to say here at this one, they do have trams that go so you get off and then you walk that little walk right there. I was pushing my my rollover, whatever you call this. I was pushing that, and then at the end there, I say about I didn't count, but it's like a little, not even far. It's a 10-minute. It says a 10-minute walk to get to the Carnival, to Celebration Keys. I got on the tram. They got a section for everybody. Now got a section for people with mobility, disabilities, whatever. My daughter took my roller, and I got on with my grandbaby. And I got on, and it took us right over there. And there's there's different parts they can go to. I got off on the first one. I did not know. After the fact, that there's a section for people with disabilities, with wheelchairs and all that other stuff. There's a section because, honey, you should have saw me. I was trying to push my roller in the sand. Now you do that. You know how that went. So my daughter's boyfriend had to lift my thing. We had stuff in there. I had to lift it up and carry it to the section. And you have to find it's all over the place. So you got to go and hunt for you a chair, right? So if you go to one section, what happened, I found a section, they had like 6 chairs open. So I'm going on trying to wobble, trying to get over there on the sand, trying to get myself there. And then just as I reached there, another traveler, she came up too. So I said, oh, I'm taking these right here. She was like, oh no. So she went, oh no. We got here at the same time. And no, we got this too. And I said, ma'am, and I pointed my leg. I said, I need to sit down, please. She's like, oh no. And that other girl who walked up is her sister. Oh, my mom got the same thing. And then it was like, go ahead and sit down. So they started sitting around me and just grabbing up chairs. So I sat down. My daughter was still coming over with my grandbaby and her friend. And I sat down, and I said, I guess we're going to sit here together then. And she was like, yeah, we could share. But you sat there and took up all the seats, right? You took all the things to one. You didn't okay, you take this side, we take that side. No, they were just taking up all. I said, okay. So my daughter came. She had no idea what happened. And I'm sitting there. So my daughter said, Mom, come over here where the shade is at. There's more shade over here. So I get up. I said, I did have a seats, but they ran over here, and they took the seats. Now, I tell you, I was already at that point, which I should have prayed and just left alone. But I was at that point, right? And the girl was like, oh, the one behind us, she not jumping our conversation. Oh, no, we walked. We didn't run. We walked. No, we walked. So I started going, no, you didn't. You didn't. No, you didn't. So we're going back and forth. And then my daughter said, I don't know. And so her boyfriend said, what is going on? And my daughter said, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But all this back and she said, I don't do back and forth. And I knew what that meant. My daughter, she don't do that. That's you said it. No, she don't do all that. So I was like, let me calm down. Let me be quiet, because what they did was rude. What they did was just like taking on this like crown and taking all this stuff. So throughout the day, the same lady just doing little stuff. I was sitting in my business, and they was just, and they waited for some other people to come. They finally came over, and then they gave them, it was just a lot. And there was like, say, plenty of chairs. But the thing is, I said all that to say that not to pinpoint the people, because people are going to be people. People are going to be people, right? The pinpoint, the thing is, the chairs, because people will go, they'll leave their towels on there, and they'll go off, and then people still hunting for chairs. You could have just, you probably done left already. You could have been out there and you left, and they'll just, merrily on their way. And then you don't know if somebody's taking the seats, it's taking the thing or not. It's a lot. Maybe they should number. I don't know. That's probably too much. Maybe just number them, or you enroll, whatever. Give them assigned roles or something. I don't know. Maybe because I don't know. It's just that people fighting over chairs, but acting uncivilized, or acting out of sorts for chairs, and everybody's trying to get a chair. It was 4 of us, but I just took on after a while we had two chairs. So who's going to share those 2 chairs, right? I was going to stay there to watch my grandbaby play, and then these little boys came back. They had left their phone out, their stuff. And they were sitting there, and I said, I told little boys, listen, don't leave your phone out. The sun can explode. The battery can warp. It can explode. He's like, oh, I didn't know that. Thank you. So they took that stuff. I kindly said, oh, are you coming back? Are you going to? They're like, no, we're not coming back. So I took the other chair, because it was 3. Instead of using 2 chairs, now we had 3 chairs to enjoy, to sit down. Fine. Then there was a 4th chair at the end. I left that open for somebody else to use. That's what you do, but not people who, that. And then they could have perceived it. I'm about to say this. They could have perceived me as being rude, like I perceived them as being rude. It could have, either way, someone had to keep a level head. And then they started doing little things after the fact. And then I heard, doing little snickering. And, there's certain things, And I didn't mention my daughter, because I know my daughter. And I know, we're not doing that. We're going to act properly. And so we was leaving. Once again, you can hear them like, how people do stuff, try to make you react, So I was like, my daughter didn't hit, but her boyfriend did. They're like, I guess they, being uncivilized. You got thousands of people on this boat, and some people are not unruly. As I say, unruly. So I just wanted to share that in my ordeal with what happened. So you guys, if you're going to go, maybe you can just get off the boat earlier, get off the ship earlier, and go over there and, look and fight, or just look around so you can find your seat. When you do, enjoy. And then just don't, and it was just like a couple of things too with the people, but one of the mothers, because every time someone came up, that same girl kept on like initiating, oh yeah, just talk, and I could hear them say a couple of things. I'm like, I wanted to keep you cool, don't say nothing to them. And I'm just sitting there like, but I'm more like, Father, thank you, forgive me for my sins, forgive me for my emotions, and all that other stuff, just sitting there. And just enjoying the sun. And then one of the guys, he came, and then he sat on the edge of the chair that I had for my in my party, my 3 chairs. While they over there had 4 or 5, right? So the lady said, get off that woman's chair. They said, you get up from there, come over here. And then, because she's looking at me, and she's like, get up, come over here, get up. I ain't said nothing. I said, okay, God, that was my test. I didn't say nothing to him. That was not say nothing ain't getting ruly. I said nothing. And then after a while, you know, we had left, and then, you know, they started up with that stuff again. But I was like, you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. That lady knew. You could have said, you take some and we take some. But no, they just like cried. I mean, they would start taking out. They would take one, this one. I was sitting here, and they took all these over here. And I was like, it's okay. It's okay. I sort of, you know, I said what I had to say. And I was going to sit right there. I was going to sit right there until my daughter asked me to, you know, come over into the shade, you know, the place of shade. So I wanted to say that to you. Now, I said that. Now I release it and let it go. We're not going to act indignant on this. We're enjoying ourselves, and that's it. So when you come on this cruise, know that there are going to be some unruly people. There are going to be, and I'm going to say this. This is a celebration, more party for me, because I'm here with a whole bunch of my family. If I have to choose, I would choose another one. Not this one, nice, but me being single, me being, I'd rather choose this because a lot of teenagers, a lot of kids is on this ship. I got grandbabies, so if I want to decide to come on here with my grandbabies, I know where to come. Me chilling, having that relaxed, laid back, enjoyable, going to shows, doing stuff, but I know where to go. Not this one. So if take that in consideration as well. If you don't want all that, go to not this one, Carnival Horizon. I think all carnivals are parties. I'm not sure. I think they are. Don't take this one. Take another one. Okay? So on that note, this is day 2 on my cruise. We will see you later. Bye.